why do we think we need more to be happy?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Really talking about?
I have my Pure Leaf
Yeah.
raspberry. I'm so grateful of this right now.
Right.
I'll do a commercial for you guys too, by the way. But yeah, so like the simple, just this little thing. I'm happy about this. Look at that.
The simple things in life should
Simple.
feel richer right now.
Absolutely.
The little things we should be more grateful for, because then we realize those basic needs being met is really a great blessing. And it doesn't have to be what we see other people's achieving or doing or having. Hi, it's Tiffany Lauren Galloway. I am now a personal trainer certified with the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and I am still a certified high performance coach. We're here for another episode of the Resilient Mother podcast, and I have my lovely co-host. Well, she's a host too. She's the most over here. We've got
the mostest.
Oh yes, partner in
yes.
crime.
And I too am a lot of things. I'm an author. You can check out my books. I'm a speaker, get me to talk somewhere, social worker, counselor, mama extraordinaire,
Yes.
Yes. So, and I think that's the thing. And this time that we're in, you're going to have to do a lot in order for you to get through it. We're going back. It's not the times where you can sit on your laurels and hope to be discovered or hope to get a handout, because handouts are actually the catch. They want to catch you with handouts, so be careful with those handouts.
Oh, I agree. So today's discussion, we're going to talk about resilient resourcefulness. I think there's a lot of people who could use some tips and tricks on how to stretch. And single moms, we know this very, very well.
Yes, we do.
But to start this discussion, why we want to talk about this in particular is because we don't want you to be naive to things that seem like they're a solution when they're actually not. Often they're a trap. And one of the things that just changed recently that I was watching was the food pyramid has changed. But here's why it changed. Because the people who originally made the food pyramid were not doing it based on science. It was based on profit for the companies involved that came together to make that food pyramid. So everyone's telling you the cereal for breakfast and that you needed this much bread. No human being body scientifically has ever needed that much grain in their diet.
Wow.
So flipped it, and now they are saying more protein. I'm a little cautious of adding too much protein, but the thing is, we've lost a lot of muscle in our diet, like we were losing our minds without fat. Like any extreme, I'm cautious about. But yes, we need to get our muscle back. We have now scientifically shown that muscle equals longevity in life. It's not about that skinny, lean look. It is actually about what can you lift? Can you lift a certain % of your body weight? Can you do your mobility? Can you move correctly in your body? And so I think we're shifting in a good direction with that. But you've got to be educated. You got to make sure what you're doing is scientifically backed, and you've got to be resourceful if you're going to make it in these times that are difficult for some and not for others. Unfortunately, some are clueless to the struggles that are going on for some individuals right now. So
so true. And I think I completely agree. When you look around and the economy is in the condition that it's in, where less people are making as much money as they used to make when things have just gone up. I'm walking around in grocery stores and I'm seeing an item that's gone up 50 cents, and in some cases 90 cents. Like, I'm doing the math because I've been shopping for a while and I know what I buy and I know what we know that particular thing cost $2.75. Now it's costing $3.25. Like, I've noticed. And if every single item is doing that, but you've not increased my salary, and I've not increased my earning power in any way, then what's happening? So many people are struggling with buying their homes, keeping their homes. You're going to have to be creative to get through this time. And I tell that to my adult children all the time. I say, you are going to have to know how to work together more, like take those principles from other generations, because they didn't even see it with me when I was raising them. We didn't have like my siblings' children in and out of the house. Like it was just like during the holidays. But when I was growing up, my cousins were in the same yard as me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
We like literally we were raised almost in the same house or in the same area, and that changed.
From
That
each other.
changed.
Yeah.
Yes,
I got hand-me-downs with
exactly.
my cousin who's a little older than me because I was the oldest girl in my family. So there was not an older sister for hand-me-downs, but there was a cousin. And
Exactly.
then there was I had
Exactly.
sisters after three brothers. So then my clothes went to another
Yeah.
cousin and, those kind of things.
Right. So we came away from that. So I think where we are is basically we're in a crisis. So like, we're in a medical crisis because we're not healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I am kind of a conspiracy theorist type of thing where I'm like, the world is being set up for people that have money. It's being set up for the rich. I'm not liking how that feels. I feel very, very uneasy about that. Fortunately, I'm not the poor and I'm not the uneducated, but I also have children and grandchildren and there will be great grandchildren even when I'm gone. So I'd like the world to be a better place for them. And by the looks of things, it's not set up for the middle class. Where is middle class now, by the way? I mean, they're being so pressed in the middle. And so I feel like we really do have to start looking at what we've considered resources and get back to the basics. What are our resources? Where are your people? Are you working together with your people? Some nations still do it. The Asian nation, they still. I know Filipinos. I know Indians personally, where they live together. Even Hispanic people, some Hispanic countries, they live together. They're all in the same house, and they're sharing those dollars, they're sharing those bills, and they're making it work. We may very well have to start looking at something like that in order for us to get out of this crisis, because it is a crisis.
Well, it's happening. Families are having college students come move home to try to save up for a home because it's ridiculous. And then they're buying the home and realizing that they're not sure it's not what it used to be to invest in a home. The equity, It does not build there. You could have equity in savings in some cases right now if you locked in interest rates before they drop. You're going to make more there than you are in buying a home because things have got to even back out, and they will over time. Trying to scare people, and you got to buy a home now because things are going to keep going up. And then other people are on the other side of there's going to be another housing crisis. I don't really know. I would say I feel like nobody knows at this point. We're in an era where things are new and different. And I don't like get too political on here, but here's the thing. You got to control what you can control.
Yes.
And when it comes down to things like buying a home, it's a matter of math.
Yes.
You have enough money to put a third of it or into a home and be okay. If you don't have a third of the money and the resources with a good size down payment to put into a home, it's not a smart move. And that's been universally true no matter what market was going on. So it's more of your accountability, being smart about what you can and cannot do or where you need to improve and be resourceful versus, we got to buy a home or we're never going to have a home because it's like that. They feed on emotion and the panic, and we become so masterful at using marketing to scare people. And
exactly.
Don't fall for it.
Exactly. And there are places still, I know in the United States, there's lots of places that have land that you can buy, that you can build on. Like people don't want to live there. I had a cousin, she just bought, I think she said 7 acres in, where was it? Oregon. She doesn't want to live in Oregon. She's not in Oregon right now. She has her 7 acres there and she's moved. I'm like, you need to stay. Just being lured by the big city. It's like, listen, this is probably where we are going to have to, kind of get for us to really kind of flow through, right? But yeah, so I think like that to me is one of the things too. What's your housing looking like, and are there any opportunities to buy property and to build, because that's really important.
Well, and I think too, though, Get your resilient fix in 2026 with Coach Tiffany, now a nationally recognized certified personal trainer and also your high performance coach, host of the Resilient Mother podcast. You can now train with her in person or online. Just text train to 435-294-5456. You can also find her at the Sports Academy in Logan, Utah, or you can email her at resilientmomrising@gmail.com. We'll see you soon, resilient you. The thing about that is a home used to really build a lot of equity. It used to be a good place to put a chunk of money for an investment. Will real estate always go up? Yes, we're still seeing it incrementally go up, but is it affordable? Not to the majority of people. And we're waking up to that a little bit because of maintenance, because of other things. There's a lot more involved. And I've really noticed that as a single parent, but also where you're going to put your money needs diversity. You don't want it all in real estate. You don't want it all in CDs. You don't want it all in the market. Like when you need a diversity of where you're putting your money in different things. But first you've got to not be living paycheck to paycheck. Let's get really down to basics here. Living paycheck to paycheck.
And how do you do that?
You got to learn how to know the difference between your wants and your needs, which I think is a little trickier when everything is instantly available as well, from food to resources to subscriptions. Like you have to know what your budget is. You have to know where the money is coming, where the money is going, for that kind of thing. But also just be educated about what programs are out there, what is available to you, what is not available to you, and have a mentor, have an advisor, have someone that can guide you in these areas and let you strategize, because it's all about education. The right person's going to know what to do under all circumstances. We've been through the Great Depression. We've been through rough times. And there are people who have figured out exactly how to make it. Even in the Great Depression, there were people that knew how to take that market and make money on it. Now, this is kind of more money focused, but let's get brass tacks. Let's get down to basic needs. Yes, housing is a huge basic need. You need that skill set. You need to figure out.
Absolutely.
But you need to be okay with what you can afford. And less people can afford what they used to or think that they need what they used to, hence the big minimalist movement.
Right.
But still, you can find a great community because there's a lot of people in the same boat. So you can still create a great community around yourself. And home is where mom is. I've downsized because I need to back up a little bit in order to move forward. Like it's sometimes a slingshot. Sometimes you got to be willing to step back and sacrifice in order to know that
you got to do it.
And the things are right. I'm also going back to getting more education. Those are things that I can do. Now, some people are saying education isn't enough, but I'm looking at a field that is specialized that you do need education and licensure to do. Now, I wouldn't pursue education if it didn't need a certain skill set, licensure, and state approval to do. Then, there are some things you don't need education for. You just need to go master the skill. And then there's the online world, but the people you see who are really successful online and are entrepreneurs have a team. There are very few of them that didn't have a team or didn't have a supportive spouse or somebody backing them or financially backing them to do a startup, to do those things. And so the idea that you're just going to go out there, throw something on the internet and make money isn't realistic. But can you create another source of income there? You do it right. Yes. But again, it comes down to what resource do you have? Can you really get it set up? Can you afford a VA? And then can you maintain it? Otherwise, you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks.
Hoping and praying. And it's true. We're in a skinny downtime. I have this conversation literally almost every day as a social worker. What are some of the things that you can do differently?
Yes.
Do you have to spend that much money in the grocery store? I've had people talk about, I can't afford to take a trip, but yet I see them buying Wendy's every day, Burger King, Popeye. And I'm like, how much? I know how much that costs because when I buy it. So you don't even realize that you're spending $100 a week on fast food, and that's if you're just picking up one time. If you're picking up breakfast or lunch or literally you're spending a lot of money on takeout.
You're doing it because you think you're saving time, that you don't have to make food. But if you go do the math and you learn how to make bulk food prep it, the numbers are astounding how much you actually save when you
Well,
do that.
I can also say, having a hard day at work sometimes, I come home and throw something quick on the stove like spaghetti and put together some, a little sauce. And it didn't take long. I know what I put in it. We
Hmm.
ate it. It was nice and it felt good. And I remember like the process of making it, like cutting up the onions, cutting up the bell peppers, like just the little things that I was doing was so calming,
It is
right? It
meant
was
to
calming.
have that. Yeah. Like, and then we
Yeah,
have pride and confidence. We know exactly what we put in our bodies. We
exactly.
ate it. And then you have those memories of doing that with your kids. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like today, even I thought, you know what? I'm gonna make some pizza with her because she loves pizza. So I saw this little pack in the grocery store
she
like a
doesn't.
while back, and it said pizza crust. I don't know how I'm gonna do. I'm probably not gonna do great, but I'm gonna try it, and it's just gonna be like an experience for us. But also, it's gonna be fresh, and it's gonna be from our oven. It's gonna be from our hands, and it would have saved us a lot of money. So
Yeah.
it's not only about the saving of the money, which is important now, but it's also about how are you using your time? How are you using
Mhm.
your resources? Because we do have resources around us. Okay, for instance, I took a bag of the baby's old clothes, like she's 3. So I had I don't know about you other moms, but it took me forever to go through and get those things out. There were like newborn stuff in there. So I've got this huge, like maybe 2 big bags of just beautiful little girl stuff that, I took it to the Red Cross and they told me to come inside because I was going to leave it outside. And the problem was telling me to come inside. So, so I go inside and of course I look around. I
Mhm.
found 2 beautiful blouses, $4. I took
Mhm.
them. And I
Yeah.
remembered the days when I used to go to thrift stores. These beautiful blouses for work were $4 a piece. They're new to me.
Mhm.
There were a stack of books that was $4. And a little piano with a mic on it for the baby. $4. It was a $4 day apparently.
Mhm.
And I just could not believe it. And I thought, you know what? I had forgotten that this was a resource. And then I remembered that I had written about it in my first book, Thrift Stores
Yeah.
Are Your Friends. I literally forgot. But it was the act of me cleaning out my closet to give, to say, hey, someone else can use these.
Mhm.
The Red Cross is a good place because they're always doing all of these
Oh, they do
relief
so
efforts
much.
all around the world, right? So you know where your money's going. But then being in this space, I was able to see the value of something that I'd forgotten. To me, that's a resource.
I thrift as much as I
That's
can,
a resource.
but also for another reason, I find more unique pieces that are well made.
Absolutely.
I may not find somewhere else, and they're unique. And then the way I style them and the way that I do them, they become new to me. Um,
Exactly.
and my daughter too is like really motivated on the like, let's reduce waste in the world. Like, why do we always need a new wardrobe every year? I mean, if you
That's
went
true.
what 200 years or something like that, okay, let's go pioneers, let's just go there. I'm in Utah, it comes to mind. They had maybe 1 or 2 or 3 really well made dresses, maybe one for
Yeah.
church, for work, one for home, like, and they were high quality
Yeah.
made pieces of cloth that they made themselves, like, and
Yeah.
now we have a lot of clothes that are made that are meant to wear out, so you need to buy more later. And so I
You
think looking
just
for
throw them in the garbage.
stuff at the thrift store for a couple of reasons. Like,
Yeah.
it's made, it's gonna last, and it's reused. You're saving the planet because you're
Yeah.
reusing, and you're not having to ask
And
move.
and funny enough, the stuff that's at the thrift store, here's just a little tip for our audience. Um, Generally the people that are sending stuff to the thrift stores are people that have money,
Yeah.
that have spent money on these items.
Sometimes
Because
the tags
poor
are still
people,
on
like you said, if you're buying something that's $7 and it's falling apart, you're not going to send it to the Red Cross. So it's that item that you spent $100 on that you've had for 10 years that's solid as a rock because the material is great, the brand is great, and it ends up at the thrift store and you get it for $4.
exactly. exactly. And the other thing too is we've moved away from having a ton of clothes and a ton of things. It's really interesting to me. I'm at the gym now because I'm a personal trainer, and I had all these like loud leggings that's just been me and my style. And I show up and I'm the only one with loud leggings on. It is not
Right.
a thing. But I realized it's because we've come to this more capsule idea with our wardrobe, which came with the minimalist kind of movement.
Yeah.
Where like, pick pieces that are going to work together.
Yeah.
High quality pieces, and then pick pieces that are going to work together, and you need less pieces in order to have a really nice wardrobe.
Absolutely.
And really resourceful and being smart. So when I look at pieces, I go, what do I have that will go with that? Not just, oh, that's really cool, I have to have it. Like, does it make sense?
And that's an old concept. That's an old concept. You remember that old concept of having one black pants, a black jacket, like the professional concept, one black jacket, a black pants, a white blouse, a black pair of shoes, and you change up the blouse a little bit, and you look like you have on something different. Like, absolutely. I think that to me is like those staples. I tried it because I had a friend of mine. I met a girl in Switzerland many, many, many years ago, and I invited her over to the Cayman Islands, and she came over to visit. She had a backpack, and she came for 3 weeks with me, and then she was going to Peru. She was meeting her husband in Peru to climb mountains or some mountain climb. Do some trek or something for 6 weeks. So it was 9 weeks she was going to be away from our house. She had a backpack. In that backpack, she had one long pants, one pair of shorts, a bathing suit because she came to the Cayman Islands, two blouses, a long sleeve, two t-shirts, a long sleeve shirt, a hiking boots, a blanket, two pairs of underwear, a pair of, I kid you not.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she had in her backpack that she left her house for 9 weeks. So I learned from then kind of a minimal, that's like minimalist point too.
Yeah.
So every night she'd wash a shirt or wash underwear and be hanging up. But I learned from that because, I had traveled to Europe a couple of times, and I lost my luggage once when I went to a wedding in Greece, and I lost my luggage, and I had all of my beautiful dresses for the event. And it was a big fat Greek wedding, like literally so many different, and it's the truth. There was so many different things that you have to go to, the thing for the groom, thing for the bride, it was like about a big week-long affair, and I lost my luggage. Oh, no. And so it was really, I got it finally after a couple of days, but it was crazy. But I thought, what can I do differently? And so now I started to learn how to take one pair of jeans and two shirts, one pair, you know what I mean? And to me, that just felt better. And it just feels better when you're able to, like you said, put them together, look amazing, because I love to dress. I love, looking good. But at the same time, we gotta make it work. We got to make it work,
And then on the other side of it, if you do have money, one of the smartest things that I've actually heard about was this mother who would only buy 2 really nice Chanel jackets every year. That was it, 2.
Wow.
Now I've looked at the price of those and I was like, wow. But this is back in like the 60s, 70s or something like that.
Yeah.
But those jackets now, because of the quality, because of the designer, are worth more. Like they've actually held their value. So there is something to that too. And so, and that just takes knowledge, like just knowledge and understanding, but also being realistic about, are you in a place to do something like that?
Right.
And so I love thrift stores because you might find things like that people don't realize.
You will. You actually will. And even toys for children. Like I mentioned, the little piano and the books. They're a great place to get toys are thrift stores, and you get it for a fraction of the cost. And it's kids are growing all the time anyway. So sometimes with clothing and with toys and stuff, they're growing out of those things. So I think that's a really, really good thing to do. That's a good resource. And I think a food resource is, if you have your friends or your siblings or neighbors, whoever, if you're close with them, if you guys can talk about like the wholesale shopping, because when you go to, we went to We went to one of the, like, it's like a Costco and you get like 3 big tubs of butter. What am I going to do with 3 tubs of butter? Where am I going to put it?
Yeah. But if a
You
group
know,
of you can do it, yeah. Like there's
here's
something
one, here's one, here's one. Yeah.
Costco. There's things I cannot buy at Costco because
Yeah.
there's some things I want to buy in bulk at Costco, like toilet paper,
Right.
tips, those kind of things. Yes, I need those in bulk. I have room for it. I've made room for it. And after COVID, who hasn't? But there are other things. I can't buy the really big bags of frozen things or the really big bags.
Exactly.
Doesn't make sense in my household of 4. But if I was going to split that with another single mom, or if I was going to donate to the local food bank.
Another single mom. That's great. I hadn't even thought of that. That's a great idea. I think so. Even like snacks, when you're buying snacks for the kids and stuff like that, we got these huge things, and she buys one box, you buy another box, and you mix it up. Like, I think that's amazing. I think these are just things you can start thinking about.
Well, and we're taking care of each other. I am so proud of what I saw during when the federal workers weren't getting paid and people were getting cut off of food stamps and different things for like a month. There was all this, but you know what happened? Something beautiful happened. People stepped up and started donating to their local food banks like nobody's business.
That's so great. That's so great.
People were leaving little food pantries out for people to come get what they needed.
That's so good.
Don't tell me that there isn't some people who are doing well who don't get the idea of giving back.
Right.
Because there are.
Right.
There could be a little bit more of us being aware that we have a neighbor with a need. We're so
absolutely
in the virtual world that, do you know your neighbor next door? Do you know their name? Do you know if they need something?
Right.
We don't.
Yes.
And that's it's just too bad because we can take care of each other. Like I did an experiment with my apartment, and I did a little food pantry just at my building. It's what I could do. And eventually they shut me down. But, I know it helps somebody. And that it just feels good to give back. Because I've had so many people give to me. And it wasn't much. I'm not in a position to give a whole lot. But it was
the widows might. The widows might
do something about
you can do what you can do. Another thing that I would say too, even with the thrift store idea, is I remember when I was a struggling single mother and I lived in a complex, it just reminded me of something where they started to have yard sales every quarter. And so all of us would come out and put our stuff. And I remember I hadn't even heard about it. And I think like the babysitter was like, yeah, they're having something this coming Saturday. And I was like, what? And she was, I don't know. They said that everybody's gonna get out there, and if you want, you can bring things to sell. I was like, what? I was broke as can be. I started pulling stuff out of my closet. I literally was like, oh, then we get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, And I took like, it was maybe 30 or 40 items out there on that Saturday, and I was able to have money for groceries, have money for gas, give my kids some lunch money, and every quarter you can bet I was right out there with that yard sale thing. So that's another thing that you can do, is, you can have a little yard sale if you live in whatever city or state that you live in, and it's a thing that you could do it, because that would be something that can help you through also. Like, we got to be creative.
Yes. So after my divorce,
we have to be creative.
Do you just feel stuck? It's the new year. You expected some change, but the motivation, the momentum, it's just not there, and you can't figure out why? Well, you might want a life coach. Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm a certified high performance coach and have been for about 3 years now. And I can get people results in small mini coaching sessions. Give me 30 minutes of your time. Let me show you how you can get a breakthrough and transformation by having someone help you see what you can't see and hear what you might not be hearing in your own words and in your own story. You're the author of your story. Let me help you take back your pen and start writing the story you actually want to create, to thrive in your life and feel alive. Text coach to 435-294-5456 or shoot me an email over at resilientmomrising@gmail.com. We've got the solution for you.
Divorced, I was given all the stuff. Now you think that would be someone being very generous, but it was 9 years worth of marriage stuff. So when I was in an apartment complex, I had to rent out a couple garages, and I was selling stuff out of the garage before my divorce was finalized for some
stuff. Yeah.
And it had its pros and cons. I think some people got into documents they shouldn't have. So I would say, make sure those are secure. Don't have those in there with the stuff that you're selling. Make sure it's definitely a store.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I know for sure.
But But I had to do what I had to do for a couple months until the divorce was finalized.
Yeah, good stuff.
It felt really.
It's a resource.
It had to.
It's a resource.
And
it's
I
a
have
resource.
a aunt, who's not around anymore, who would go to estate sales or to thrift stores, find furniture and refurbish it and resell it. Sometimes I have a hard time wanting to buy new furniture unless it's something like bookshelves that were made hardy back in the day. It's a quality, right? Or something I could do. I've done that a lot where I've tried to repurpose something and make it my own. And sometimes it's nice because I got to customize it and it's my unique piece as well, which is really fun. So that's another way to be resourceful.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And the last thing I would say is everyone these days wants their own space, but temporarily, can you, come together? Is that a possibility? And it may not be all the time because people live differently. They have different standards, different foundation. I'm not talking about get yourself in some crazy situation, but because it can happen, you end up in a situation where that is your friend, but you didn't know how they were and now you're together. But if it's a like-minded, like my adult children, if my adult children all said to me, hey, can we all get a big house and we rent it for the next year? And let's do that. Or I have my own home. So if they wanted to come back for the next year, they're welcome to come back. I'd find space. I'd find things to do because and they, help me out. I'm sure, of course, they're going to help do something. They're going to pay a water because we've done it before. I've had somebody with their wife or somebody with their,
it happens a lot anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, somebody's got a water bill. Somebody takes the electric bill. Somebody, buys groceries. And it works. And the load was off of one person, but then they were able to save and then they were able to move out after the year or after the year and a half. Like, if you can do that sort of stuff, do it.
Yep.
And I would say this to parents that have the resource of their own home or whatever, that they can offer that to their children, but not offer it for free. I'm not saying that. Absolutely not. Well, there's this thing that was happening on the internet where they tried to shame this mother because the girl recorded her in secret. And she was basically, she was screaming. The mother was screaming, but she was not wrong. And the internet was like, oh, they were after that poor woman. And I'm like, she asked the girl for rent, for gas money, and she was taking her to work every day. Like, I don't play that game with my kids. You're going to pay something or stay out there and pay your rent. I'm not saying bring them back for free. I'm just saying, like, how do you work it together where you can help them save by, defraying some costs, but they still have to take some responsibility.
There has to be a responsibility. It's
absolutely
such a huge thing. I overheard a high schooler the other day say, I'm forced to be here. I should pay paid to be here. I felt like it was unrealistic perspective.
What I told my children always about their high school teachers, for instance, they already have what you want. They have what you want. They're not there for themselves. They already have what you need. So, and I was very clear, like, don't go in there driving them crazy because they have that pen in their hands that they can fail you. And remember, they already have a degree. They already have what you need to get. So somebody's parent didn't tell that child that.
No, exactly.
And let's go back to parenting. That's your responsibility to tell your kid that. No one should pay you to get something that is going to help you in life. No one should pay you for that.
And that's with like all the handouts or them asking for things or like just they need to be in reality. Like I think we don't want to stress out our children by giving them the numbers, or I might say, hey, things are a little tight right now. Ask me again in a couple of weeks, or you need to give me so many days so I can plan for something like that.
Exactly. I can't just say yes for everything at every moment. Yeah. Correct. That's realistic. But
it's a boundary that you have to set, and they need to learn that at home so they can have that boundary with themselves when they go get out into the real world.
Absolutely.
If they learn that at home, they're not going to understand how to be resourceful. They're going to think that mommy and daddy are just going to bail them out, or that they're just entitled to this thing when that's not reality, and they need to work. And so and education is just huge. Education is so powerful. There is this big distinction happening between classes and different things right now. And it's it's frustrating, but at the same time, the system was originally set up so that when you got to a certain threshold and you were creating jobs, that you got some advantage to that. Now,
Right.
And the problem is right now, there aren't enough jobs being created.
Yeah.
To make that
jobs are disappearing, actually, because of technology. Jobs are disappearing.
There's definitely an imbalance there and some disadvantage, but
absolutely. And that's another show. We can plan another show for that, because I've seen the shift in that, where all of these little admin jobs that people could get and they could survive through it, they don't exist anymore.
But yeah,
they're college graduates that are taking the little simple admin job because they can't find any other job. So the simple admin person that had no more education or no more experience can't even get that job.
Yeah, or the labor jobs, like we used to snub. We need more plumbers. We need doctors. We need the things
absolutely
that youth aren't really, be resourceful.
Be resourceful.
People are still needed.
Yes.
People still need it.
Look around for a niche. Look around for a need and something that you can fill, and be creative. You have to be creative, and you will get through this, but less is more. If you can't even eat as much. Do you notice that your new cereal box has less in it and it's costing more? Because they've minimized. So that's telling you that your stomach needs to minimize too.
Yeah.
Don't go buying 2 boxes.
If we're making things smaller, we need to downsize. Yeah, absolutely. And exactly. It may not be forever, but we're just in a.
It doesn't have to be forever.
And we all have the things that we really need. We have each other.
We
have
do.
A roof over our head. We have food on the table. We have our children.
We're so blessed.
Needs. We are so blessed. Like,
yes.
So why do we think we need more to be happy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really talking about.
I have my Pure Leaf raspberry. I'm so grateful of this right now.
Right.
I'll do a commercial for you guys too, by the way. But yeah, so the simple, just this little thing. I'm happy about this. Look at that.
The simple things in life should feel richer right now.
Absolutely.
The little things we should be more grateful for, because then we realize those basic needs being met is really a great blessing. And it doesn't have to be what we see other people's achieving or doing or having. Like,
don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Forget about the Joneses. Forget about them. Keep your head straight, not there. Keep your head straight or up.
Yes, up. Yes, up. Yeah.
Straight or up, not there. No, that will always confuse you, because you don't even know what their story is. So forget about it.
Yeah, because we all come into this world with nothing and we leave this world with nothing.
Period.
So you're not going to get to take any of it with you. What are you going to get to take with you? Your knowledge, your relationships, and love.
And what will you leave? What's more important is what you're leaving.
Right.
All that stuff is nothing. It's going to all just be left.
Yep.
But leave your love, leave your legacy, leave the lessons, leave all the amazing things that you brought into somebody's life. That's what we focus on.
The priceless things.
Yes.
Can't put a price.
No price. Absolutely.
And all of us have value. All of us matter. We all have something to give, even in these times. With that perspective, I think we can realize how much more equal we all are.
Yep.
Because we came in here with nothing and we leave with nothing.
That's right. So go get your $4 shirt from the Red Cross.
Exactly. All right. I hope this was helpful today, especially to moms who are just feeling like things are tight. We get it. We get it.
We're all feeling the pinch. We're all feeling the pinch.
Yeah, but we can make it through, and we can take care of each other with these kind of conversations, even if we just need to vent some of it out, or we just need to get ideas and get creative. Lean on someone, find somebody. I mean, somebody who's been through the Great Depression right now, who is still alive, might be really great to go talk to right now, because they did things to save and pinch that we haven't even thought of for years.
Exactly.
So, where there's a will, there is a way. And with God, all things are possible, and we can do this.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. We'll see you on the next episode of the Resilient Mother Podcast. Thank you, Catherine.
See you guys. Bye.
Thank you for joining us today. Please don't forget to subscribe so we can share this message. We are a worldwide podcast with guests all around the world, and we want to continue to grow this community. You can find us on socials. You could also be a guest. Look for that link below if you'd be interested in being a guest on the podcast. If you know a sponsor or would like to be a sponsor, please reach out to me or Catherine as well.
Sure. We want you all on this journey. We want to hear your stories. We want to share your stories. We want to gain strength from each other because together we're stronger. And to never forget the blessing of being a mother and what we're creating. We're creating the future every single day of our lives. So get on this train with us and let's do this thing, moms.
I believe in you. Believe in yourself. God bless. And we'll see you around. Take care.